Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Jack Remington. I'm Jack Remington, political analyst. This is a short video to discuss what happened the last 2 days. I had spent 2 days on December 8th and 9th making two separate videos. One was an hour and a half continuous clip discussing the presidential election that has not been decided officially yet. And I even had help from my wife, who very rarely chimes in, but she happened to be here when I was doing this. Long story short, YouTube sent me a notification that the video would be taken down because of the discussion of the fraudulent part of the election, that YouTube is no longer going to tolerate or allow that kind of footage or videos to be on their platform. So I had to take the videos down. I also had a financial video number 4, but Occidental Petroleum, it climbed from 18 something to over 19. And I was so proud of that, and I had some good stuff on it. But because for 30 seconds I talked about the possible Joe Biden presidency that's awaiting the outcome of this contested election, that's all I said was contested election, they flagged that one too. So this video is just a primer to let you know that I'm still plugging away. I got discouraged for maybe 5 minutes. I felt sorry for myself for 5 minutes, but that's it. You're allowed to feel sorry for yourself for 5 minutes, but you pick yourself back up and you go at it again. So if they flag this video, I don't know what else to do. I am not under their monetization program right now because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. I have 65 as of film time right now. But I have a trajectory that sometime next year I'll get my 1,000. But having said that, and I'm also observing some of the key players that I've been following and learning from, and one in particular, Sticks and Hammer 666. I'll put some screenshots on this video that he talks of 3 weeks ago that he's now on Rumble. And a couple weeks ago, he talks about Parler getting the hit piece from CNN and other things. And I'll put the screenshots up and you can watch that for yourself. So I'm picking him out and singling him out for now because he actually has to save you the most time. You can get the information quicker by just watching whatever I'm going to put on my site for recommendations. It's just quicker if you just follow my recommendations instead of you typing stuff in and doing all those long searches that I used to do. To save time, and your time is precious, you don't have to know everything about the topics at hand. You just got to know that there are some serious things going on. And I am here to say this. I'll say this. I'm speaking for myself now, that there will be somewhat of a mass exodus from YouTube to other platforms. Sticks and Hammer, he's also on Odyssey. He's also on Daily Motion. And a couple. What are you doing?
The dog just dropped the radio on the floor. I'm sorry.
Pardon me, the dog dropped the radio on the floor on my wife's bed in her room. Sorry about that. There's also a couple other YouTubers I'm going to recommend really quickly here because I just think they're great. We're not in let me get this out on YouTube while I can. We're not in competition with each other. We don't act like that. We don't try to outcompete each other. We're all creators. We're all in this together. And there's some very, very good people out there. I take a look at them every day, and if I can't watch it on a certain day, if I'm too busy, I'll binge watch them on whatever the first day off I get. I've said this on other YouTube videos, and I'm going to say it again one more time, that YouTube had the chance to overtake public television. They had the chance to overtake the airways in this country and Canada, and possibly throughout the world, depending on how they can get their languages in other countries in form. I do know that they have a lot of foreigners, and particularly India, because I see people from India watching my site all the time. I'm here to tell you that YouTube had the chance to get the stone cold monopoly without a monopoly legally and just get the plain viewership on this channel. And it started with the gaming years ago when YouTube came in vogue 14 years ago, whatever it was. A lot of it was gaming, it was for young kids, but it exponentially branched out into every endeavor. You can find stuff about basket weaving, you can find stuff about canoeing in Chile, South America. You can find stuff on any topic you can think about. You can type it in the search bar. They have superior, excellent tools for a search bar and its messaging system and its comment system. They built from the ground up properly from the beginning and had that infrastructure running, and they must have certain rooms full of servers like Facebook does. Long story short, I'm here to tell you that YouTube had the chance to get the world by the you-know-whats, and they didn't do it. They're making the same mistakes that eBay made. They're making the same mistakes that General Electric and other companies make. They get too big for their britches. They think they got it. They rest on their laurels. Then they start pushing down and pushing back and alienating people that are making the platform or company what it is. And what happens? They start creating competitors. I watched a video about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. It was Jordan Peterson and David Rubin were talking. And somewhere I'll get that video for a future video, and I'll put the screenshot up so you can watch it for yourself. They talk about the censoring on Facebook and YouTube and Google, Instagram even, Twitter. And Twitter's really bad. And David Rubin says, well, what's the answer? The American way is the let's get a competitor going. And then Jordan Peterson said, well, I'm in Canada. You Americans got to get the ball rolling once more. I'm paraphrasing the exact words, but that's how the conversation went. And I should have downloaded that video, but I didn't. But I can find it. I'll find it and put the screenshot up there. But that video there told me that the winds are changing. And I said this before, and I'm going to say it again one more time. As long as the Alexa ranking, Google is #1 search site in the entire world. Okay, but the number 2 site, for as far as I know, going back 13, 14 years, has been YouTube. Okay, now I forgot who 3, 4, and 5. A lot of them go back and forth. eBay used to be in the top 100. Now Amazon's way up there now. But as long as YouTube and Google hold the #1 and 2 spots, they're not going to do anything about it. They're going to rest on their laurels. Now, Google will probably remain #1 for a long time, despite what's happening on YouTube. But when YouTube slides from #2 to #3, then #2 to #4, then you'll start seeing some changes. But guess what? The cat got out of the barn. Okay, it's too late. It's too late. Okay, and now we're seeing companies coming up forward. Patreon was actually an early competitor, and I left Patreon because I saw what they did to Sargon of Akkad. They just kicked him off. He was playing a retape of something, and there was one stupid word in there, and I guess somebody complained about it, and the Patreon guy, Jack Prince, I believe is his name, in San Francisco, that's the first problem. They just kicked him right off, and just no warning, no nothing. And there was a young woman on there. I can remember she was on a boat somehow, and she had a bullhorn. But the jury's on the fence on whether she was kind of in the right or kind of in the wrong, whether she was just trying to get clickbait or trying to make money. He just kicked her right, no appeal, no nothing. And that guy, Mr. Prince, got on some other channel, got on mainstream media and said, well, it's my site, and I got to protect them, blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, he sold it. And you can tell, if you watch these videos with Mark Zuckerberg in the congressional hearings a couple weeks ago, and Jack Dorsey, he's got the big old beard now, Jack Dorsey of Twitter, you can just, I mean, if you can't spot a liar at this point in your life, you're clueless. And then I'm going to lie to you. I'll sell you a bridge out here for a really good price. I could use the money. There was a part of me that did not enjoy watching these guys lie to Senator Hawley from Missouri and lie to Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio. They just got up and right at bald-faced lied because they need Donald Trump gone. Oh, I got to scratch that part because I can't talk about parts of that election, the purpose of the so-called election. But what I can say is that there's other creators out here, and let me pull one up here. The Officer Tatum, who's a really good YouTuber, he was a former police officer. I believe he's in Arizona. His YouTube video says, "Google has spoken. YouTube will remove videos, and you can read rest for yourself." So, and I started seeing that a couple of days ago. I thought, what is this? Another YouTuber that I follow and talk about a lot, and a great channel, is Blue Collar Logic. Dave Morrison and Jason Seiler. His thumbnail, they have excellent thumbnails as long as they do a lot of things close to perfect. His thumbnail says, "This video has been demonetized. Is this evidence of ballot fraud?" He probably didn't say enough to get him kicked off YouTube. Because he does have a good following, and YouTube makes money off this guy, so they're going to be much more lenient with him than they are with me. I mean, YouTube, they just outright just take my videos down, and that's it. So, but these guys, they probably give them some leeway, and I'm sure they get strikes and everything else. I saw one site that had never had a strike. Viva Frei, he's an attorney in the province of Quebec, the French-speaking province in Canada, a turned YouTuber. He's very, very good at what he does, and he has this guy named Robert Barnes. But he finally got some kind of notification after years of hundreds of videos and something that somebody complained about him, and he talks about it in one of his videos. So I'm here to tell you that the winds of change are coming. YouTube got too big for its britches. They may kick this video off. We'll see. If they don't, I'm going to go to a Rumble. I'm going to sign up either today or tomorrow, depending on how much time I get. But the winds of change are here, folks. And people, and I live in Southern California, and people are still arguing with me to this day, but the argument is too late. That the people are leaving California in droves because of its draconian policies. And now we got this big shutdown. Again, these people are complaining about the restaurants in Los Angeles County. That's where my daughter lives and my granddaughter lives. And guess what? They're going to be shut down, and that's the way it's going to be, because then the person, it was a 3-2 vote in Los Angeles County. I am on BitChute, but there's no way to get any money off BitChute. And I'm also going to start looking at how to possibly even get some sponsors. So my whole this thing about can't discuss the 2020 election that's being legally disputed by President Trump. The fact that we cannot put the videos up and they're going to start kicking people off, kicking the videos off, or just plain demonetizing them, depending on what level tier that the YouTube has you placed at, that's got me very concerned. All this work is taking a lot of work to get my 65 subscribers. I can imagine how much work Sticks and Hammer 666 had to put in to get his 477,000 subscribers. But he's starting to do very well on the other sites. So maybe I was going to just take a page out of his book, throw caution to the wind, and just try that, because I'm seeing YouTube as a dead end here. It's going to take me 2 years at the minimum, just to get well over 1,000 subscribers and get into their monetization program. And then it's going to be slow at the start. I mean, you start at the bottom, and I understand that, and I get that. There might be a better way to do this and a quicker way to do this. Because of the construction of the house and my W-2 job, we're a couple people short at my W-2 job, and my eBay business is falling apart. It's been very hard to get on YouTube, very hard to create the content, but I can't let that stop me. So I'm going to make the content anyway. I did upload the 2 videos that I spent almost 3 hours with different takes and different cuts. I was so upset that I was just going to delete everything and just start over. But I thought, no, don't do that. I'm going to save the footage, and I will slowly put increments up as time goes on, or put them on the other sites. And then you can tell me if I was really out of line talking about the 2020 election. It's not a petty thing, but it's not that great of importance either. I'm just more curious, and it's a part of the learning creative process. I want to see what's really going on with that. So without further ado, I'm going to cut this video short. I'm going to stop it here. My wife, she works from home because her building is shut down because of the COVID-19. That building is also in Los Angeles County. So thank you. Always a great day to be American. Stay tuned for the next video. Please like, share, subscribe if this video is not really that bad. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.